Rising Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel. You are watching Spotless Mind Tarot. My name is Cassandra, and today I will be your tarot reader. In this reading, we're going to take a look at the year 2025, and I'm going to pull one card for each month to see the overall theme or major events that may be taking place for you during that month. This is good for Sagittarius, rising sun and or moon sign. However, just your sun sign is good enough for these readings. Cross watchers are welcomed, and of course timestamps are in the description below. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the month of January. So for January, we got two cards. First, we got the Knight of Cups, and then we got the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so for some of you, this could be relationships, as the Knight of Cups tends to be a sign of like someone approaching you, someone offering you their hand. And so January could be a theme to where these kinds of things take place. So it doesn't have to be like romantic offers. However, you could be receiving a lot of offers. I feel like a lot of offers promise reward and immediate results. It may or may not be true. That's something you're going to have to discern on your own. But with the Nine of Pentacles, this does show a lot of like, not so much opportunity, but like an outcome to a situation. This could even be the place you're in during January. You could just be really basically just satisfied where you are in your life. Like you have everything you need. You're very abundant, and you're very in tune with nature as well. Like you're just very connected to the universe. So I would even just say you're just really grounded in the month of January. The Knight of Cups could also be you making offers to other people. I feel like wherever this offer is coming in from, whether it's you or whether it's somebody else, I feel like there's some kind of resistance in the beginning. I feel like if you're offering to somebody, I feel like they're in a place where they're not, like, it's gonna take a lot more than what it is you're offering. Like you're gonna have to prove yourself to this person, okay? Like you can't, because they're in a place, they're in the Nine of Pentacles place, they're in a place where they have everything they need, or they're at least in a place where they're not really concerned with whatever it is you're offering. So again, like it doesn't have to be romantic relationships. This could be business, this could be family, whatever the case, whatever it is. They just aren't interested in that at that moment. So I would say to not give up at the same time. I feel like they just need to come around to the idea. If you are offering, if you're being offered, that may be a good idea for you to kind of just, you know, like see what happens almost, because you're if that's the case, you're the one in this position where you have everything you need, and whatever the offer is, like you're not interested in. At the same time, I feel like you could come around to this offer, you could come around to this person, or vice versa. Either way, I feel like it is a good offer. At the same time, like you or this other person are in a good place, or in a place where, again, like they don't need it. Okay, so it's like, it's interesting because it's like neither is good or bad. Okay, like being rejected, whatever, like it isn't bad, because whatever's being offered, it's like it's personal, like it's just to them. But also it's like if they reject it, or if you reject it, like you're not losing out on anything. So I guess that's the message there with that. I also feel like you just have a lot to say. I also feel like you are at a distance between someone, or even between yourself. There could be a distance between your emotions and then like just, you know, like your physical reality. Like you're not really tuned into yourself at this time. You know, the Pentacles could be all about work as well. Like you're just more focused on growing here. You're more focused on your own garden. And so that's why this offers like it's not a complete rejection. It's like it's just not good timing. So if you're the one giving offers, and I don't mean to just keep going with the analogy of offers, like however that looks as an analogy or metaphor for you, then apply it. But whatever the case, it's like, now I just lost my train of thought. I guess from what I remember, what I was trying to say, it's like, do not give the offer, okay? Like, go for it, but do expect not them or whatever it is not to receive it right away, okay? Because whatever you're going at, like, again, I can't emphasize it enough. Like, they're not interested, or they're just preoccupied with what they got going on. So, you know, they're just, that's all it is. So that's the best way I could get this message out. Okay, so that's basically what I got for January. For February, we got Justice. So if you are dealing with any kind of legal issue, just know that there will be victory, because Justice is a card of victory. So, and of course, right off the bat, has to do with the law. So I always say, if there's any kind of, legal thing going on, just know that you will have justice, or there will be justice in the situation. Either way, February could just be a month where it's almost like you reap what you sow, or like things are going to come around. So if you were giving the offer last month, or if you received an offer last month, I feel like now it's like you can give an answer, or you'll get an answer. So that could be one aspect to this. Overall, I feel like you're receiving something. So it may not have anything to do with what happened in January, but regardless, you are receiving something. It's more karmic because we are dealing with justice. So it could be good, it could be bad. I mean, depending on what you're doing. So either way, like, the universe is here to give you what you deserve, however that's gonna look for you. Overall, I do feel like it's a good month. It could be a pretty lucky month as well. This is represented by Libra, right? This Libra, so you could be dealing with a Libra, or Libra in your chart is being activated, so you may want to pay attention to what's going on in the sign of Libra, and whatever house Libra sits in for you. Okay, this is where you could receive this Justice card energy. Overall, I feel like it's a pretty chill month. I feel like the year for you guys starts off pretty chill, just like Scorpio. I did Scorpio's reading, and they had a pretty chill year, so for 2025. So I feel like it starts off the same for you guys. Like, nothing too out of the ordinary is happening. Although that's not to say that things out of the ordinary do happen. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you could expect to just go about your days, I guess you could say. So I don't want to downplay this card, because it is a pretty major key player for you in February. But just know, like, your day-to-day is probably pretty chill, but every now and then, when this Justice energy steps in, you're gonna know it, because it's gonna make itself be known. You could even be receiving, like, apologies. Whatever you receive, it's something that's owed to you. So apologies, or money, or whatever is meant to be yours, whatever was delayed, it's now coming in. So that's what I got for February. So for March, we got the Tower. Shit's gonna come crashing down for you in March. Either way, things are gonna get shaken up here. So a major event could take place, and you have this Tower card moment, or just overall, like, things happen that kind of just are chaotic and unexpected. I will say, whatever does come up and whatever falls away is good, in the sense that eventually something will take its place, something better, something newer, something fresher. So it could even just be, like, literally like a spring cleaning, but I think it's the universe's way of spring cleaning your life. So it could be the things around you falling apart, and not so much like you, or like at you, you know what I mean? It's just like people could be exiting without notice, but in, like, but for the better. And so, like, you don't have to deal with the drama of, like, breaking up a friendship or anything. They're just gonna leave. Things can end as well. I feel like there's contracts ending or something. Or something falling through, so be wary of that. I don't know if Mercury is in retrograde in March. I feel like it retrogrades sometime in the beginning of 2025. I could be wrong because it's retrograde in December, but it retrogrades often, so maybe there's a retrograde in March or about to be, so there could be Mercury shadow. I don't know. Either way, maybe there is just some kind of retrograde planet that's like fucking shit up. Either way, I just feel like a lot is falling away, but I do feel like it's for the better, and it does feel like it's a bit outside of you. So I feel like it's nothing you're gonna experience from within, although it could be. Again, I just feel like it's everything around you is like falling apart. Okay, it's a spring cleaning. I think it would be good to just have that mindset of spring cleaning. Like, just knowing that, like, okay, we're just, we're dusting the shelves here. And so, like, whatever, all that dust that's falling away, like, isn't good. And, like, it sucks having to clean, and if you're not wearing a mask, you might start sneezing from all the dust. So it's, maybe that's, like, a metaphor to just, like, kind of put up your guard, like, not let any of that fall onto you. Yeah, I think that's the message. That's a cool message. So basically that is March for you guys. For April, we got the Ace of Cups. So there's something refreshing about this, especially since March we got the Tower. And so it's cool to have the Ace of Cups. And I told you guys that there's something else coming in, like something new is coming in, something refreshing. And so everything that fell away in March is now ready for whatever the Ace of Cups has to offer you. And for everyone, it's going to be different. It can speak of a brand new relationship, since Ace of Cups tends to signify a brand new relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could just be a partnership. It could even be a renewed relationship. That's another thing I get with the Ace of Cups, is there's some kind of renewal. There's some kind of peace treaty. So April could just be a month where you're able to make peace with people, or peace with yourself, maybe peace with your past. I feel like there's some forgiveness involved. I feel like you're going to be a lot closer to people, or just a person in particular. So a relationship of some kind could be deepening. It could be just, I get kind of like I'm getting like a safe haven. Like, they feel like a safe place. Okay, this could, again, doesn't have to be romantic. It could be like just with a family member, your best friend, with someone you're already in a relationship with. There is like some kind of rekindling. Bottom of the deck, we got the Seven of Cups, and at the top we got Death card. So the Seven of Cups is what you're not seeing. Okay, so there's something you're not seeing about, if you are connecting with something, there's something about them that you're not seeing. Or there's so much being put in front of you that you're struggling to see. Okay, so like, even if it's right there in front of you, it's almost like you're having a hard time piecing it together. Now, with Death on the top of the deck, this is speaking about deep transformations. It could just be the energy from the Tower of March, and Death is coming in. He's basically there to clean up the mess, okay? So he's there to take and collect, don't mean to be morbid, but he's there to collect the dead bodies and, the souls, I guess you could say, of individuals. So metaphorically, this is just that, like, it is like that spring cleaning I was picking up on, where I guess the Tower is like more like spring destruction or something, like, it's like going into the garage after like so many years and like digging through the boxes for the first time ever, and like everything's like dirty. It's been sitting in there for a long time. Maybe there's like spiders and shit. And then like you bust all this shit out and you have all your shit everywhere in your garage, and then April, it's like you're able to like put everything back and like clean up. Like you can clean the shelves that they were sitting on or something. Like you basically just cleaned your entire garage. So that's April, like in a nutshell. There again, renewal, refreshing energy, like something just clean and something safe is what I'm getting. So overall, I feel like you're in a good place. Again, you know, the Tower, I mean, even with death there might be some things that ended that you feel pretty bad about, but overall, I feel like you kind of can understand that these things need to end and not everything is permanent. And so, which I'm pretty sure Sagittarius doesn't have a hard time dealing with that. Like, you guys are definitely a sign who just want to keep going, want to keep moving forward. You're definitely not a sign that likes to look back on things too much. I mean, you do, but I guess like it's different. It's a different kind of looking back. It's a looking back to where it's like you're not like focused on like, it's not like you're looking back with regret per se. Like you're not looking back and like, sorry about that, my mic died and I couldn't find my backup mic, so I had to charge it. So my apologies for this video. I have no idea how it's gonna look in post, but I should edit it up a bit to where it's not so bad. So, but what I was saying though about Sagittarius and how they don't like to look into the past, what I really mean is that they'll reminisce about the past, but they don't like to stay there for long. Like they don't like to hold on to what it is that was in the past. Now, this is just generally speaking. I'm talking about Sagittarius like as an archetype of its own. Of course, it depends on what your chart looks like and who you are as an individual, because Sagittarius tends to be more forward driven. They tend to be more focused on what lies ahead of them instead of what's behind them in the past. So, and I don't even know why I was bringing that up because I had to cut the video. But yeah, I just wanted to finish that part at least. So that's basically March for you guys. I mean, I just get a new refreshed energy happening for you guys, a new start for you. And it does have a lot to do with connections and relationships. So that's what we got. For May, we got the Queen of Swords. So something really big is happening here. It could be a project of some kind. It could be the new relationship that's entered into your life. It could even be related to January when you were given an offer or you were giving an offer to somebody. I feel like that somebody is finally coming around, or that situation, or you're finally coming around, or for whatever reason, like things are finally aligning. Okay, so it could be related to January, or it could be like something really similar to that, whatever happened. Okay, and then this is a continuation from the Magician from last month. So I feel like last month you were a bit more behind the scenes, and then in May you're more out in the open, you're more vocal. It's like there's nothing to really hide either, and this can go in so many ways. I feel like it's like really obvious, something's really obvious, and I feel like rumors are coming to light, but also like people are gonna know something about you, or you're gonna make something be known. Okay, so there can be like fame involved, or just like gaining some kind of status. So it could even just be among like your peers that you just become popular. So there's like a popularity going on. Whatever it is, however it manifests for you, I think you're just going to be more front stage, like front and center. Okay, and I think you're more willing to play along, like this doesn't bother you. You welcome it even, you welcome the attention, you welcome all the talk, and like you probably don't even care if like maybe if there are rumors or anything like that to where it's like it's not true. I feel like you still don't care because people are talking about you. But either way, it is swords though, so I do feel like things will come to light. Like there's not much false shit going around. Like, you know, like what's going around is actually true. And I just see you owning it overall in May. Like you just feel really, you feel really good about yourself. You feel really on top. Okay. You might even just be letting other people do work for you. So maybe you're like a boss, or maybe you're in charge of like other people, or in charge of like a project or something, and you're kind of just the leader. You're not really too involved. Or like a CEO, you know, like the CEO isn't really involved with like, you know, say like a CEO of like some fast food chain. Like he's not directly involved with each store, you know, but he's still like the leader. So it could be something like that, to where you're like indirectly involved in something that belongs to you, or is like under you. So not beneath you, but like under you, like it's under your name or something like that. Okay, so that's, I suppose that's May. These readings are really short, so I apologize if they're like really short for you, but I'm just going with the energy that's being given. So that's what we got for May. For June, we got the Two of Cups. So this is cool because this seems like a good month for you to really come into union with an individual, or with people, with whatever it is that's important to you. I feel like you can come into union with that. Okay, so it doesn't have to be like other people. It could be like passion projects. It could be what was going on in April. Either way, this is good, because the Two of Cups is like ultimate feel good energy. It's ultimate harmonized energy, because it signifies two people coming together. So there could be a new relationship. It could even just be like the next stage in a relationship. I feel like relationships overall are just in a really good place, really improving. You know, like the communication is great between you and other people. The vibes are all there. Things are just going really well for you in June when it comes to any kind of partnership, however that may look for you. There's also like a lot of success. There's a lot of success in matters of like diplomacy, things where you have to like agree upon something, you know, because this is like a union. So like a marriage would be like something that you both agree upon, or a contract. I mean, a marriage is kind of technically a contract. So yeah, it's something like that where you both can agree, or if it's not just like you and another individual, it'll be like groups. Okay, so like business, you know, I do feel like there's some business going on here. Okay, but it's more business when it comes to like the way things go. Okay, so like kind of like rules, or just like the politics of things. I'm just getting something like that where it's a little more political agreement. There's also something about the environment. So if anyone's involved in the environment, like you work for like a recreational park or something, there's something here for that. Something about the environment. So that, yeah, like maybe there's an agreement that has to deal with the environment. Okay, and it's for the better. I don't know why I'm getting that. I'm just kind of, yeah, that's just a message there that I'm getting. Overall, like you can come to terms and to agreement here with something or someone. I'm editing the video, but like I've been really itchy around this area, and I always take that as a sign. Whenever a part of me gets itchy, it's usually like the top of my head gets itchy, but all around my lips it's like really itchy. Maybe it's just my hair, but regardless, everything's a sign. Everything has its purpose and its meaning. So I'm also getting something about a fair exchange as well. So again, it's harmony. I think June is just a good month for you to harmonize and to and whatever is related to partnerships and relationships, that should be your focus, because these are the places where you could see a lot of improvement and get a lot of things done, but also like just a lot of like agreeing going on. So that's June. For July, we have the Seven of Wands. And so now I feel like you have to defend your position. I always take this as like people are coming for your spot, coming for the number one spot, and you're the one that's up there on the hill. Either way, like you have to defend yourself in some kind of situation here. Because people are coming for you. It could even just be the universe is coming for you. So if you aren't really experiencing this from other people, you could just be receiving like a lot of like resistance or just like attack from the universe, but not attack in like a literal sense. Just like things not going your way, or like you have to fight a little bit harder. You have to be a little bit louder, things like that, okay? And yeah, like I'm just hearing you have to like defend the title. You have to defend, like, I don't know, an allegation or something. I did pick up like legal things for you guys. So somebody here watching is involved in like the legal system in some way. So you're defending allegations. It could just be you or like your company. So maybe let's say like the company you work for has like some like secrets that come out, and now it's like you gotta defend yourself. Like, I don't know anything about that. Like, I just work here. So yeah, it could be something like that. Like something's coming up. I also feel like there's something not true though about this, or it doesn't involve you. So if it's directed at you, then whatever people are saying, like, it's not true. Or if it's like, for example, like your company, like there's a scandal it's involved with, like it's got nothing to do with you. Okay, so there's something like that happening in July. Either way, I don't know, I just find this so humorous. I don't know why. I think it's just the way the progression of everything that's been happening this year, and then we come to July, like it's almost like the universe is just like you know, telling you think you can get away with that. Like you really thought you were gonna get away with that. So you could have done something that you weren't supposed to, and now it's like you can't run away from it. So that's why I'm laughing, because it's just like, I don't know. It's just like ironic and humorous. Maybe it's just gonna be funny to you all of July. Like maybe like whatever this is, it's not that serious. Or like it's like your defense mechanism is to just kind of like laugh at it and joke about it. Something like that. I also feel like you like the challenge. So whatever challenge is happening, I feel like you're almost too prepared. Like you're too ready. Like you're already standing at the door with an axe in hand. Like let's go to battle, like let's do this, right? So I feel like you be careful because of that. I would say you could cause accidents and like make things worse, like piss off more people than you need to. So like don't go around just picking fights with people. Let the fight come to you if you honestly need a fight, okay? That could just be metaphorically, like you're just like you want to push people's buttons because you just want to like, I don't know, have some fun, but it's like, I wouldn't do that, okay? Because it's like you're biting off more than you can chew with that. So just like allow whatever comes up to come up. So if people got beef with you, like just let it happen, because either way, like you could still have fun with all that if that's what you're looking for. I know Sagittarius can be a bit feisty like that. Like they like to tease people. It's like, it kind of sucks sometimes. Like I have two sisters with Sagittarius moon, and they can tease you, and it can be kind of mean, and like, you know, but like they're not being mean, but it's like, but it's still mean because they're teasing, and I'm like really sensitive. So yeah, I don't like it when Sagittarius does that. But yeah, so that could just be your attitude throughout the month. You're just kind of like, oh yeah, I know what you are, but what am I? It's like that, where it's like obnoxious. So that's what I got for July. For August, we have the High Priestess. So this is pretty cool. I feel like after all the craziness of last month, you're doing like the opposite of that. You're doing the total reverse of that. It's almost like, it's such a cocky energy, I swear. It's almost like you're trying to play cool, like I'm not a bad person. I go to church every Sunday, right? Like you're trying to be innocent. Okay, you're trying to play innocent. But at the same time, aside from all that, this could just be a month where you're just really like tapped in and tuned in very naturally. It could be by choice, or it's just going to happen to you because it's the High Priestess. This is an archetypal energy of you just being really tuned into the frequencies around you and being really receptive to what messages you do receive, and not just from the divine, but just from everything around you. Okay, the High Priestess is a great listener. Okay, she acts as like a vessel. Okay, so she's meant to just quite literally receive, whereas with the Hierophant, who is her counterpart, is more about giving. Okay, because it's that feminine masculine polarity. I don't know if I mentioned it for you guys. If I didn't mention for you, then I mentioned it in the Scorpio reading, where I was talking about the masculine and feminine, where the masculine is giving and the feminine is receiving, which, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Scorpio for the month of December. I was explaining this. And so the Hierophant is more about giving and oral tradition, like telling people about the divine, whereas the High Priestess is more about receiving the divine. She's more of a vessel, okay, or like a messenger. So August, you could be receiving a lot of messages, and it's going to come from the universe. It's going to come in untraditional ways. Even if you're used to this kind of thing, you're not gonna necessarily find it the way you think you would. You could also just turn to the occult and occult practices or mysticism in general. So it's not necessarily like the religion, okay, but like the spiritual side of religion. You could just be like, again, I was picking up of being like a good church boy or church girl and going to church every Sunday, even if like all week long you're on your bullshit, right? Like, so it's something like that. Yeah, it's like a little cockiness here. I don't know. I think it's just like you guys are feisty. I also feel like the summertime, like you guys get really feisty. And August does have Leo season, so it could just be like the fire seasons where you guys are just like, back on your bullshit, essentially. It's definitely when you guys really come alive, especially coming out of like Cancer season. I can understand where that's coming from. You guys definitely don't like the water, generally speaking, unless you have water placements. But even then, you probably still don't like it. You'd rather be riding a horse than stuck in the middle of the ocean somewhere. So just the best analogy I can give right now. So yeah, that's like basically August. Okay, the bottom of the deck was the 10 of Cups. So something you're not seeing on the 10 of Cups. You're not seeing all the abundance around you, but I think it's like a different kind of message. There's something hidden and underlining about this priestess energy that you're not seeing that has to do with abundance and just overall happiness and overall like satisfaction. Yeah, satisfaction. That's not a word. That's not how you say it. Whatever. Maybe it is. I don't know. My brain's not working. Satisfaction, right? Okay. So maybe you're not like totally satisfied about something, but on the bottom of the deck, just know that you should be like, whatever you're not satisfied about, like you're just not seeing the bigger picture, because whatever it is, like you're full of whatever it is that you need in your life, okay? And that's the best way I can describe what I'm feeling. It's kind of hard to get this out. So yeah, I'm just gonna end it there, but that's what we have for August. For September, we got the Fool card. And I kind of feel like I got that for Scorpio as well in September. Maybe it wasn't September, but they did get the Fool card. So September, I feel like you're gonna go in a whole new direction, it seems. And it could be related to the High Priestess of August. Like maybe you receive some kind of new insight into something, and like now there's a change of plans. So although the Fool signifies something new, I feel like there is like a change of plans involved in some way. You're just going in a new direction overall, but I feel like I just get like you turned around and went into a new direction. Okay, like halfway going through something else. So that could be regarded to anything in your life. I think you'll know better than I will at this point, because there's many people watching, so it's going to manifest differently for everybody. So yeah, like there's something new something you were doing before and now you're going in the opposite direction, or just overall you're going into the opposite direction. And it could just be opposite of what is expected out of you, or just opposite of whatever you had initially planned for yourself. So something came up in August, or something comes up in September. So probably the end of August. So I would say like Virgo season, you could expect something to pop up in your life that kind of just changes things for you and changes your mindset and your direction and things like that. With this, there's a lot of victory and success and even like recognition. So maybe this change of plans is so noticeable, or maybe it has like a ripple effect. In some way it affects people around you. Okay, but I think it's for the better, even if anyone gets cut out of the picture. So I just feel like this is like a business thing, or even if it is personal, it's business still, whatever it is. So apply that how it resonates. So like other people are involved. So yeah, like maybe somebody might get cut off here, but I kind of don't think that. But I feel like you're changing direction, so everyone else has to change direction or something. So it's something like that that's happening in September. I also feel like you're just like impatient, or you're not wasting much time. So I kind of feel like there's not much personal time for you. I feel like you're just really focused on getting things done. In September, I feel like you're not really concerned with personal relationships per se. You're just more excited to work on whatever this is that's coming up for you. There is some kind of freedom here. So it could just be freedom from certain responsibilities, or whatever you were involved with before, you could just gain freedom from it in general. I keep hearing weird sounds in my house. I honestly, it freaks me out sometimes, like, because it just sounds like something that like shouldn't make a sound the way it made it sound. like oh man, like I have neighbors and the walls are kind of thin, but like that was not a neighbor. There's weird shit going on. So like I keep hearing shit throughout your guys' reading, so I find that kind of interesting. And oh my god, yeah, and like I'm really itchy, so like I don't know what's up with you guys, but like you guys are really got some interesting vibes going on. We're dealing with Uranus here in this card, at least. So there's like things that are unseen that can come to light, in the sense that like it's like frequencies and energies can kind of make themselves be known. And, you know, we did get the High Priestess for August, so I feel like you could experience like paranormal activities, or like just weird things like beyond synchronicities, like unexplainable, kind of like a ghost or something where you can't really explain it. So August, September seems like that, which is kind of like Scorpio energy. And I do keep mentioning Scorpio. So Scorpio energy, maybe a Scorpio is really prominent for you this year or over the course of the past few months. Or they could have a Scorpio placement, or you have a Scorpio placement. Either way, and so you could have activations in that house wherever Scorpio is, or even look where Mars is in Pluto, and even the transits to see what it's doing to your chart. If you need more insight, there is like transformations going on. There is like a lot of like truth coming out. There's like a lot of talk this year. Like people are talking about you. I feel like it's positive for the most part. I feel like it's just like a popularity thing. Like you guys are a lot more popular this year. Like there's just more to say. So I feel like for some of you guys, you're like the underdog, and this is like the year where you shine. Okay. So that's going to manifest in different ways. So it could even just be like among your family. Like maybe you're the black sheep of the family, and like now your family finally believes you because you're able to like prove things or something. Or it's just whatever is going on. So, or like, you know, there's popularity at your job, there's popularity, like maybe the relationship that you're in, there's something significant about it, or it's got people talking. So yeah, there's just like a lot of talk going around. I do feel like it's fairly positive, but you know, gossip is gossip. And it really depends on who's saying it. So yeah, you're probably gonna have some haters, but I don't think it's enough to like ruin your image or anything. But I just want to get that out there because that seems to come up. So that's what we got for September. For October, we got the Five of Swords. This has been a card I've been getting quite often for the sign. So as I mentioned in other readings, whenever I get a card that shows up across the signs, maybe there's something going on collectively. Although I don't think they all occur the same month. But, you know, these things could just be like activations that are occurring for the signs I get this card for, just in their own time. Okay, so again, it could be something astrologically going on, or just whatever is going on in the universe in general. So the Five of Swords, you know, this does speak about a defeat. It could also be a victory. I always say it's something like it's never a loss or a win, because I feel like there's a loss on both sides and a win on both sides. It is like a card that suggests some kind of deception, or things weren't clear in the process. So if you want to pretend like there was a battle going on and like it's over with, and he's picking up all the swords, and these two people got their backs turned to him and walking away, they're not helping him. Okay, so that could be like literally like people are turning their back on you. Okay, and you have all these swords, so you're left to your own devices or something. It could also be like you could have done something and now people don't trust you anymore. These could also be haters, like, because I did say like a lot of people are talking about you, so like maybe people are just like jealous, or like they just don't, they're not comfortable with you anymore. Maybe your status changes, and so now they feel, unfortunately, they feel like they're less than you or lower than you, even though it's not the case. Because I feel like you don't feel that way about them. Okay, so just be mindful if you do have like someone who's close to you and they're starting to become distant in October, to maybe reach out to them, but try not to like make it seem like it's about you, because it might not even be about you either. Either way, I just feel like people are a bit more distant towards you, you know, so like all that popularity can kind of come to a halt in October. Okay, if that was something that occurred for you. I also feel like you're well equipped for a certain situation that has this kind of vibe, this kind of gloomy vibe. I also feel like you got what you wanted, but at what cost? It's like you kind of made a mess of things. I mean, honestly, you might have sacrificed other people to get where you are, whatever that means. I just, it's interesting how people are kind of just got their back to you now. But like you're okay, like you're kind of okay with it. So that could also just be like you're just letting people walk out. I think I mentioned that earlier, where people are just gonna leave, like you don't have to do anything. So October, you could see that activation again. Or maybe you see somebody for the first time in a long time, and they act like they don't even know you. Okay, but at the same time, like you still seem kind of unfazed by it in some way. It's like, oh, more for me then. Okay, like you don't want to carry these swords with me. Okay, well, cool, I'm gonna take these swords. I have a bunch of swords now. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that, where it's like, you know, you lose some, you win some. So that seems to be October. For November, we have the Four of Pentacles, and I got really dizzy pulling this card. I've been getting dizzy the past few card pulls, so I don't know what that's about. So I would say September, October, now November, maybe take it easy. There could be something happening. It could be a health issue, or just like things going on. Like it could even be like the frequencies, because August you receive some kind of major activation here with the High Priestess. So because I keep getting dizzy, it's like you want to just be mindful of like what is going on in your environment, and also with your health, to make sure you're fine and it's not you. And then if it's your environment, like what can you do to clear that? Like if you got to sage a lot or something, you know, that would be great. So, and I actually just gifted a friend of mine some sage who happens to be a Sagittarius. So if you're here, I love you and happy birthday. But yeah, like, you know, just saging the home. And then like I watched a video this morning about the full moon coming up from an astrologer. I can't think of her name right now. but she said something like her head felt really heavy, and then she saged with intention of clearing her head, and then she said like literally the heaviness like completely went away. So I feel like that could be something, and because I gifted a Sag to say some sage, like that's not a coincidence. So clear your environment in November. In November we got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So there's an inability to let go of something. I could also just be like clouded judgment and just like resentfulness. Okay, so you definitely want to sage and clear your area, clear your head, get out more. Maybe you need to change, like rearrange furniture. I always find that to really help move energy around. That's like feng shui, or however you pronounce it. I don't know anything about that, but like, you know, that whole practice is about like setting up the home that complements the energies of that home and like of the environment. And so whenever I end up moving furniture around, it feels great afterwards, because you're moving stagnant energy, especially furniture where it tends to just sit in one place for a long time. There's something here that's really stagnant. So it doesn't have to be literally furniture, but just something needs to move because it's been there for too long and it's keeping you stuck. I could also feel like you're losing out on opportunity because of the stuckness. So it could be you like in this position, like just refusing to get out of it. But it could also just be like restrictions in your environment that are keeping you here. I would say don't be too selfish and greedy. You're holding on a lot more than you need to. I feel like you need to give up some control. I mean, like, if you think about it, like, this man's holding on to all these pentacles and he's upside down. Like he's still, like, even upside down, head underwater, he still can't let go. So there's something you need to let go of in November, something you have no control over, or something that's like inevitable, or even something that's like temporary. Okay, so like money is temporary, and so because it's pentacles, it could be dealing with things that are material and the physical, whatever's going on for you, like whatever it is you know that you're holding on to that's a physical material thing. Just know that you need to let it go. The top of the deck, we have the Seven of Cups. So you guys, I feel like there's so much in front of you. It's not like you don't see it. It's just like you're so stubborn. You guys get so, that's another thing. You guys tease people and you're also really stubborn. And so like there's something you just gotta let it go, because there's so much in front of you that's like, I don't know. I'm getting like mixed messages, so apply it how it resonates. I mean, you could be like you could have all this stuff in front of you, and in order to keep it all, you're just holding on. Like you're trying to keep all of that. I mean, it's Venus and Scorpio, so Venus and Scorpio is like mine. Like what's mine is mine. Okay, so and I know that all too well. It's very like, it's jealous, but it's not always like jealous, you know, but it is like jealous, possessive energy. Possessive is jealous. And so you could just be really possessive. And I mean, it is Scorpio season going into Sagittarius season. So it's like, I don't know, like you just don't want to give up control, and you're just like being really possessive when like there's enough for everybody. Okay, you could apply that literally or metaphorically. Like there's enough for yourself, like don't worry. So yeah, that seems to be what's happening in November. The bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Wands, and so this is what you're not realizing. You gotta understand, like you're still on a journey. Like you're not even there with whatever it is you're dealing with. You're not even at the finish line. So like, why are you trying to hold on to something that's not even really there? It's like you're almost like trying to hold on to a win. And so now I'm getting like, I'm trying to hold on to like a feeling or something. So this is such a weird example, but let's say like you win a Grammy for like best artist of the year or something, and like you're desperately holding on to that win. Like you don't want anyone to get best artist ever again or something like that. I'm sorry, that was like a poor analogy, but it's something like that, where it's like you just don't want to share, you just don't want to give up control. So that's what we got for November. Okay, so let's not, I don't want to take that. I don't want to take it. I'm sorry, I don't want to take it. For December, we have the Six of Pentacles, and I didn't get it, okay, but it did kind of pop up. I did get Devil in reversed, and now we have the Six of Pentacles. So I do feel like you do give up control from last month. Last month, you seem to be like really holding on to something. And December, I feel like you're giving it up now. So maybe you're just waiting for the opportunity. So maybe there's something you know that we don't know. And so that's why you're holding on for so long. Either way, December, you seem to be more open and giving in December. You could also be receiving a lot of help and assistance. This could even be like just the holiday season. It's a season of giving, it's a season of receiving, and it's definitely a very masculine, feminine season. I love the holidays. I fucking love Christmas. Like, and I think that's what it is. It's like the act of like giving gifts, and then you get gifts, and like I'm so into like polarizing shit and like uniting the feminine and the masculine. Like, to me, that's just like the best thing ever in the world. And so like Christmas is all about that, and it's definitely a unification between the masculine and feminine, which unfortunately like religions don't really touch upon or emphasize. They're more focused with like just the masculine, just, you know, we won't go there, but I mean like you could say Catholicism, like they emphasize Mary and stuff, but you know, for the most part the feminine tends to get ignored. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but so December, yeah, you're abundant overall. You're able to, I feel like you're really organized too. You're like really calculated. I'm getting like you have like a picture perfect memory even. Like you're just really well organized this month. You're able to like handle a lot. I feel like there's a lot on your plate, and you're able to like get shit done and like remember things. Like you're not very forgetful. You just, because like I don't know why, I just picture like these pentacles. It's like that's what's going on inside his head. Like that's what he sees in his head. It's like he could see the blueprint. I mean, that's how I'm interpreting it right now. And so like there's something here like that with memory, and like it's picture perfect. Okay, so there's something to that for some reason. Also just calculated, you know, this is have to do a little bit with math. You know, he's keeping his scale balanced, and he's only giving what he can, because as soon as that scale tips, he's done. And so yeah, you could just be doing that, like just calculating every little, like everything to the penny. Like you're just like being really watchful. It doesn't have to be finances, but whatever it is that is a material or physical thing, you're just like being really calculated. You're being really watchful and like really mindful. I feel like you're also able to finally complete certain projects or some kind of cycle in your life you're able to complete. I also feel like you're trying to gain good karma here in December. Maybe that's why you're more giving and forgiving. Let bygones be bygones. I feel like it's been such a wild ride for you this year. There's been a lot of like really interesting developments. Okay, and like I kind of feel like it's almost like you were playing a character all year, or you're really tapped into some kind of archetype or some kind of persona. Like again, like there's all this popularity I was picking up, and so you could just be really tuned into that. And then like December, it's kind of like you're a little bit more laid back about it. It's like grown onto you, but also like, you know, these things don't last forever, you know. You can't stay popular forever, right? I mean, unless you're just that guy or that girl. But also, like, you're not so concerned with that anymore. Maybe it was like something of importance or occupied your time, but December, I feel like you're not really too concerned with popularity contests or anything. And my cat entered the room, and now she's scurrying off. She looked up and then took off. I swear there's something in my house during this whole reading. Like, weird shit keeps happening. So anyways, yeah, that seems to be December. So I'm just gonna end it there. So Sagittarius, thank you for watching this video, especially if you got to the very end. That's super awesome that you watched the entire thing. Yeah, and this year is quite interesting, to say the least. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I feel like what needed to be said is all there. So that concludes your reading. And again, once again, thank you for watching, and I appreciate your energy and your patience and your time. So take care.